Okay then. So this is a response to Broski's Obscure Punishers video. I found a setup a while back which leads to an interesting interaction when playing as Juri. I don't know if this works for other characters or not, but the whole point is that this is obscure stuff, so hopefully it fits the theme. So when Juri gets a Fuha store knockdown like this, she's plus 37. If you want to auto timer low, you can actually dash and then drive rush off of this setup, like this. And it'll hit Meaty. I was actually 1 frame off there, but that's fine, whatever. But like I say, that'll catch anybody trying to wake up jab, like that. However, the higher up the ranks you go, the more your opponent becomes aware that if someone is dashing and then drive rushing, they don't have enough time and they can't block a DP. So if we put DP on now instead, we will see... Yeah, I was holding down back there and I still got hit by the wake up DP. So, what's the obscure punish? Well, if your opponent is going to wake up DP, what you can do, and you know they're going to wake up DP because they know that they can beat your buttons, that like it's guaranteed, what you can actually do is do a DI out of the drive rush. And that leads to a nice little punish like that. So that's the obscure punish. Now, what has to be said is that this does not work on all characters equally. So on Jamie, like I say, it's a straight up win. Like you'll always beat his DP. But other characters have interesting reactions. So let's have a look at some of those. In typical fashion, this setup does not work on Akuma. He has 3 hits on his DP, and it'll always bust through and break the armor. So do not try this versus Akuma. And there are some other characters to not worth trying against either, which I will list here. Now we move on to Ryu. Now it's quite interesting with Ryu because you don't actually straight up beat his, but you do end up plus 8. If you do everything tightly, you always will end up being plus 8 here. So what that means is you can still get a really good punish off of that, like... Nice. So, some characters you lose to, some characters you beat, some characters you end up plus, and then there's Ken. Alright? And what happens? You hit him in the air. So you then have to lab out something a little bit more specific in order to beat this, which is actually how this all started for me. Something like that, but you can do whatever you like. Oh, if you delay it 3 frames, apparently if you delay it 3 frames, you can actually hit it landing. But I ain't ever doing that on purpose, so well, let's pretend that doesn't happen. Okay, so the rest of the video is actually just going to be me testing out on all the characters that have a DP. Versus Juri, you're plus 16. Plus 18. Cammy is plus 2 and you stay on the same side. Blanka, you're plus 5. Yeah, versus Guile, you're actually minus 2, so not worth going for versus Guile at all. Yeah, also minus 2 versus Chun-Li. Spinning Mixer beats it. Rashid, top tier characters. Unbelievable. With Ed, there's really no point of doing it because you're actually safe on this Meaty anyway. So there's no really worry about that. Though if you do want to do it, I have no idea. You get a standing punish if you do want to do it. And finally for Terry, plus 10. And that'll wrap this one up, I think. Yeah, hopefully this was interesting. Obscure punishers or obscure baits. Maybe we should call this obscure baits instead. But yeah. Oh yeah, Broski, if you see this and you want to nick any of this for your video, yeah, you have my blessing. Please go right ahead.